It might just seem like you're one person or you're one group and you can't make a difference, but contrary to that sort of belief that you can make a difference, and it doesn't have to be a difference Canada-wide, you're making a difference to somebody somewhere, and that's something that's really important to remember.
So we're here at Renaissance College, which is a faculty at the University of New Brunswick in Fredericton. And as part of one of our classes, we were assigned a community action project. So for this project, we were challenged to get involved in our community in a meaningful and beneficial way.
Renaissance College places a lot of value as a whole on community work and partnerships with community organizations. And we wanted to with our students this year to give them an opportunity to just sort of get their feet a little wet, not go too much in depth, but just really get them thinking a little bit more about what it means to volunteer or do some sort of like community action type work.
And all last semester we spent a lot of time reading theoretical work and talking about things, and so this was really an opportunity for students to engage hands-on for really the first time in this type of community work and community action.
We created a media campaign which was called Unpacking Fredericton. For the project we went out to the community and did 12 interviews with people from the community, and so in these interviews we people addressed inequalities that they thought were prominent in the community. Inequalities like body image, gender inequality, racial discrimination, and so forth.
We created Beyond 150 as a media campaign, which started through a Facebook page. And through that we had articles, we got one published in the Brunswickan, we created videos. The goal was to educate and raise awareness on the resilience of Indigenous Canadians, which we found wasn't celebrated in the popular Canada 150 celebrations.
What our group decided to do is we did an event called Slammin Stigma, which was a night of poetry and spoken word sort of performances, in effort to protest the stigma and the lack of conversation surrounding mental health.
So for our project, we decided to do a coffee house as a fundraiser for the Fredericton Islamic Association. And then after our first meeting, we kind of understood that we wanted to support multiculturalism in Fredericton through some way, but we really didn't know how to do that. And then it was only a few days after that that the attack occurred in Quebec City at the mosque. So that was kind of the moment, I think, that we all kind of realized this wasn't just like a project we had to do for school, and that we really had this opportunity to do something really good in our community.
So for our project, we decided to do a panel discussion on the topic of electoral reform. So we rented out a room up on campus, and we had panelists from Fredericton, so professors, politicians, activists, students, and we all kind of got together and made an educational panel discussion about the topic of electoral reform.
I don't think either of us had any sort of idea about what types of projects would be taken up. And I'm really impressed with the type of projects they've chosen.
If you really set your mind to it, you can do a lot more than you think. It really does not take that much.
You don't have to be like a politician or like the head of some big organization to make a difference. While this action can take place, there's still definitely work to be done, and that I think everybody can start getting involved and helping to support other people and really build an inclusive and welcoming community in Fredericton.
Fredericton as a whole is so good. The people that live here and work here at taking some of their time and donating it back to people like our students and students all over UNB and St. Thomas campuses.
I think what's important is that people find what matters to them. People find what makes them passionate. People find the gaps that they see in their community. They say, oh, I don't know that our community has, and we don't talk enough about mental health, so what are we going to do about it? And recognize that within this community, you can do something.